Good morning, everyone. This is Marissa again, the Filipino wife in America. Today, I am here because I am going to share with you my annulment in the Philippines. Last year, I put out two videos about my experience with annulment in the Philippines, which only took for 4 months. Since then, I got a lot of questions, messages, and comments about my annulment. And one of the most hurting questions I ever got is, isn't it a scam? That really hurts me. I put out that video about annulment in the Philippines just to share my experience, mainly my experience. Why would there be a scam in there if my intention was just to share my experience? I hope those who are still thinking about a scam in there, I'm telling you frankly, I'm sharing my video, I'm sharing my experience. Now, if you want me to help you with the way my annulment was done, you can always message me on my Facebook page, and you can also write your comments down below. Again, I'm making this video because I had my annulment that only took 4 months. I already told you in my previous video that I had a Sharia divorce, and I also said how much my husband paid that time way back in 2017. Way back in 2017, I had my annulment in the Philippines. To make it so clear, I could not come here without my annulment yet, because I also got questions that while the annulment is going on, can my fiance start the petition? Definitely not. I keep saying this. Why? Because when you start the petition, it's K1, means fiance visa petition. To be able to qualify for the K1 or the fiance visa petition, you need to be single in status. If you say that your annulment is still on process, you are not yet single because you are not sure if your annulment will be granted. So that's why you really cannot start the petition for K1 or fiancé visa if your annulment is not yet final. You have to wait until the Philippine Statistics Authority will release the copy of your final decision of the annulment. Now, when you get the final copy from the Philippine Statistics Authority, that means your annulment is already authenticated and it's already annotated. That means you are finally free and you are finally annulled. The most legal copy is from the Philippine Statistics Authority, which we call PSA. In this video, I am going to answer again questions about my annulment. How many months did I have my annulment? I only had my annulment for 4 months. I started in June, and then the court finality came out in July. I was actually annulled in July 2017. Then the copy of the court finality was forwarded to our local civil registry or our local civil registrar. Since I was married in Davao City, Philippines, my court finality was forwarded to the local civil registrar of Davao City. After that, it stayed for like 1 or 2 weeks in the local civil registrar or the LCR. Then, the LCR now forwarded my court finality to the Philippine Statistics Authority. It was forwarded to the Philippine Statistics Authority main office, Manila, in August. My finality came out in July. So I started counting in July because I worked out my annulment in June. So July, August, September, October, as in 4 months. Because during the last week of October, I already got my copy from the Philippine Statistics Authority telling me that my marriage was already dissolved. My marriage was already annulled. Now, starting from that day, I started using my single name. I went back to my single name right away because I already have the paperwork. I also have that question. When can you go back to your single status? Or when can you go back to your single name? So right away, when I get the paperwork, what should I be waiting for? That was it. Use it right away when you already have the proof that you are now annulled. Next one, is it legit? Yes, it is very legit. And I am the living proof because I was able to come here in America because I was annulled. My petition for fiance visa only started after my annulment because the first thing you're going to get is your passport. Passport is the main thing when you are being petitioned because all the questions, all the identification questions revolve around your passport. Everywhere you go, you are asked about your ID and you are asked not just the ordinary ID, but your passport. Always your passport number, always your name in the passport. Yes, so that's why you can't start the petition for K1 if your annulment is still on process because you need to have your passport fixed with your single status, with your single name. I hope I make this clear because I don't want you to spend time, money, and effort without getting something. That is it. The first thing after the annulment, fix your passport. I have a lot of comments that some married women still use their single name in passport even if they were married in status. They told me, can I just use my passport because it's still my single name even if I was married then? My advice is, if you want everything to be legal, fix your passport. If you are single, after annulment, get a new passport with your single name after annulment. Because if you are going to the United States of America, U.S. Embassy is so meticulous with the documents. Everything should be legal. I don't want you to make mistakes in answering questions because you lied on something. So don't do that. Make everything legit. Make everything correct. Even if you used a single name in your passport, even if you were married before, you have to fix it after annulment. Or you should ask DFA about that. They know more than I do. My advice to you is make everything legal and correct. You don't want to make mistakes because your goal is to be with your fiancé forever, right? So don't make a mistake when it comes to documents because those are the only proofs that the U.S. Embassy needs. Another question, the most hurting question, is it a scam? Is my annulment in the Philippines scam? Annulment can be possible to be done in 4 months. And I don't have any other intention but to share my experience. If you are judging me that I am scamming you, you are wrong. Scamming or scam is a big mistake, and I don't want to do that. Another question, where were you annulled? Were you annulled in the US? 2 questions. So I'll answer the first one. Where were you annulled? The answer, I was annulled in the Philippines because, as I've said, the petition could not start if I wasn't single in status. So I was definitely annulled in the Philippines. Everything was done in the Philippines before my K1 petition started. I was annulled in the Philippines. Before I came over here in America, I was already single. Again, I'll make it clear, it is not a scam that my annulment was legit because I am here now in the US with fiancé visa. But I came over in America in 2019 and it took 2 years for our green card to process. Then we finally had a green card in 2021, to be exact, October 14, 2021. Again, my annulment in the Philippines, going back to that topic, my annulment in the Philippines was legit because I was able to come here. Those who are still doubtful if my annulment is legit, you can always send me a message through my Facebook page, Filipino Wife in America, and please support my Facebook page. Yes, and you can also leave your comments down below. Thank you for watching. Now, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please consider subscribing and do not forget to hit the notification bell so you will be notified when I upload new videos. Thank you and see you on my next video. Bye!